Good evening, it's the Bulletin Man. Today is Wednesday, November 4th, 2009, and it is a beautiful day, or it was a beautiful day. I certainly do appreciate you stopping by and checking out the Bulletin Man video broadcast on such a fine Wednesday. Indeed, the weather outside is delightful, and I encourage you to get out and check out the weather. But the great thing about being the Bulletin Man gets to get outside when it's nice, and don't really have to get outside when it's not so nice. So it is good to be the Bulletin Man. Of course, the Bulletin Man has many benefits and many things going on. It's kind of hard to find a job being Bulletin Man, but thanks to all my faithful and followers and supporters, I eke by. And I just gotta say, God bless everyone who helps out the Bulletin Man. Your prayers are certainly appreciated, and your financial support is definitely appreciated. You can send that to Jeff Winehouse, Crystal City, Missouri, 63019. It's Post Office Box 72, actually, but you just send it to Jeff Winehouse, Crystal City. I'll probably get it. Tim is the guy that takes care of the post office in Crystal City and does a tremendous job. I gotta give a shout out to my buddy Tim. I know he checks out the Bulletin Man video broadcast every once in a while. A lot of other folks looking at me on a daily basis. I do appreciate that. Bulletin Man has a lot to say, but not right now. I've got to make a few phone calls and make a few other observations and look into a few things. But I've got some big news today, I think, so I don't want to run with that right now, but I ask you to tune in to maybe tomorrow. If not tomorrow, definitely on Friday. I try to make these on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and hopefully I'll be able to tell you some big news that Bulletin Man's coming upon. So I encourage you to tune in about that. I do have some other things just to chime in real briefly with you. I'm going to try to keep us under 5 minutes. Down at the Pages Law Firm, her name is Jenny. I found that out today, so you want to see a real good-looking secretary, you need to head on down to Eddie Page's office and ask to see Jenny. Well, if she's there, you'll see her. You'll definitely notice her. But that is her name. I didn't know her name before, so I had to give a shout-out. I found out her name today is Jenny. And called Festus City Hall. They couldn't give me Eddie Page's phone number. I'm sorry, we can't give you that. That's confidential information. What is up with that down there at Festus City Hall? Man, you guys have lost your minds. I've been doing this, not the videos for so long. The videos only since the summer, but I've been doing our paper, the newspaper, since 1996. And what I found out over the years is that when I write something about somebody and they don't refute it, I don't hear from them, they don't call me up, they just try to ignore me or play me off, then I'm usually on the right track. And I've been trying to get a hold of Mayor Cook since he's been the mayor back in January of last year, and he won't call me. Of course, I hear he's also sleeping around now, that makes sense. And, I could go on and on and on about how people just ignore the Bulletin Man. It's hard to ignore me, folks. I'm in your face. I do this bulletin newsletter, pass out over 1,000 copies of that once a month. I know it's not a lot out of 250,000 people, but the website gets some traffic to that, and people talk, man. And there aren't too many people out there talking the way Bulletin Man talks and writing what Bulletin Man writes. So people talk about what I write and what I talk about. And you know what? You're doing yourself a great disservice by just ignoring me. I'm a fair person. I'm a fair-minded man. I'm a fair-minded individual. If you put your side of the story out there, I'll tell it. And I'll let the people decide. I'm not Fox News, man. I don't tell you what to decide. I say, I report, you decide. But you know what? When I only have one side of the story to tell, and that's my side, and you're not coming back with your side of the story, well, I guess my side of the story is right. That's the way I look at it, and that's the way you should look at it too. That's the way a court of law looks at it too. You file a pleading in a court of law, and the other side doesn't answer that accusation, then that pleading, what your pleading says is what stands as fact. So I mean, it just makes sense. Now, when I call out Kurt Breeze and that lousy SOB, excuse my language, I know I have some Christian listeners out there and viewers who might that offend. But Kurt Breeze, man, he don't pick up the phone. He don't call me. His life is in peril, and I don't know how that's going to happen. I just know for a fact it is going to happen. And let me tell you why I know for a fact, because God has not mocked. You reap what you sow. And I know one day, very soon, that Mr. Breeze is going to meet his maker one way or another. And I'm trying to help him out I'm trying to save his life, and he don't even have the courtesy to pick up the phone, call me, and say at least thank you. I don't get it. So I mean, there again, that's the arrogancy of these people. They work for us. How many millions of dollars has Kurt Breeze siphoned off the people of Festus over the last 20 years? And he don't even have the courtesy to buy or build a house in the city limits of Festus. My goodness gracious. How many fools are there in Festus? Obviously a lot, because you guys are getting played. They're selling your water system off there in Festus, Crystal City. You don't have no full-time fire department. Poor old Chucky Boyer, and I've known Chucky since I was a kid, and Chucky's a hard-working guy. Poor old Chucky Boyer, you should make him the police chief and give that man $65,000 a year and put 2 or 3 people in that firehouse 24 hours a day. So in the event of a fire, like there's been a rash of them in Festus and Crystal City over the last 10 years, in the event of the fire, that they can get the equipment on the scene to benefit us all. You got 55 police cars and only 6 or 7 patrolmen on duty at one time. It don't make no sense to me. People in Festus, you need to wake up and realize you're all being played for fools. And you need to get up and change city government, gather your pitchforks and gather your torches, and head on over to 711 West Main Street, or whatever the hell address it is over there. It's like going down to 711. It's like next thing you walk in there, you'll see a bunch of Indians in there running the whole show. You know, my goodness gracious. I love you people, and I appreciate you, and I do thank you for stopping by. And I ask you, like as always, tell a friend about the one and only Bulletin Man, if you would. See ya.